Right, yeah, hi all, February 2023. Thank you, James, for sending me your shoes to repair and upgrade. Much appreciated. So here we go. So it comes in a nice box, which is cool. So these ones here are basically one of the sort of modern replicas that they make, and they're very nice, apart from the fact that they're faulty. So probably the Universal Studio ones, I expect these are, hence why they've got the box with them, but let's have a look at this in detail. So yeah, that's what you sent in. So quick look around at the box and all that sort of stuff. So it arrived with, say, this damage on the side. Don't know if it had that damage when you sent it or not, but also this box here is quite weak. So just FYI, that's got a bit of crease on the side. Otherwise, the top looks good. The base looks good. One thing I did notice was a bit weird is they maybe use a generic sticker on the back. You know, because it also says black Air Force One. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but definitely not the shoes which are in there. And a token bit of foam. So a nice upgrade actually as well is if you actually replace that foam, if you plan on displaying the shoes with a nice thick piece that you can cut out like I've got on mine. This version here, again if it worked, is the colour changing versions. And there's a remote, there's the dual cable with it. So looking at the shoes, so these have come in basically because they don't work properly. So when you charge them up and turn them on, the soles come up, they light up with the LEDs for a little bit, and I found that one of them lights up, and stays on for sort of 5 minutes. The other one sort of seems to light up and stay on for 30 seconds, then flickers a bit and then turns off. The LEDs here don't turn on at all on both shoes. Remote control does do something, but it seems to only do something on these middle buttons here. It just seems to sort of change the brightness pretty much of the LEDs, the blue LEDs. Don't think these buttons here do anything. Certainly don't do anything on these shoes I can work out anyway. But anyway, I said to James, in my opinion, the best option really is to get rid of all the electronics in the shoe, because if you get a proper fault, you can't really fix it. If the batteries are duff, which are probably you have to smash open the sort of sealed resin unit at the base. And to be honest with you, just using my setup here, whilst yes, you have to tuck it into your sock or tuck it into there, so it's a bit bigger obviously, you can change the batteries much quicker. Batteries last much longer, batteries are cheap. You haven't got to lift up all the insole to get out this tiny little battery out of the smashed up resin case. So it's a better combination in my opinion, plus my lighting looks way better than the lighting in here. So the plan for these, like I say, is to heat up this as well, pull out the old duff LEDs in here, pull out the LEDs in the base here, take up the insole, pull out the electronics from there, replace it with my new panels. So these are the new EL panels here and EL panels here. Power supplies are there. Again, you can get smaller ones of these. You'll see on my videos, yeah, you can get smaller ones. These ones take 2 AA batteries. These are really bright and they last for ages. You can get smaller units you just clip on. They're really cheap, they're about £3 each. But the other one, the smaller units are generally 1.5 volts, or they're 3 volts and take a tiny battery and don't last very long. So, but they're cheap, so you can do whatever you want. Quick look around the shoes then, just to sort of for details. So you can see here, there's a ton of glue there where it's assembled. So I'll have to do my best to clean up once I've taken the panel open to get rid of this glue. Otherwise, when you put your new panels on, you'll see obviously a discoloration where all that ton of glue is, where the person's assembled it, quickly and a bit cack-handedly. You've got some glue residue around here, as you can see just around there. You've got glue residue all over the inside here. Again, I'll try and clean up as best as I can as well, but shouldn't matter too much. It just means it's not be absolutely perfect. That's all, because there's glue there. But it'll look good. These look lovely. The shoes overall look very nice. Got a little mark here, some dirt and stuff around here. These I've noticed are much thinner. So whilst these are still decent and clean, they're definitely a different design. They're definitely much more sort of bit more of a modern design, I would say, on there, and very, very flat. I mean, there's hardly any angle on those at all, but they're on there and they're way better than the shoes that don't have them. So I would leave those exactly as they were, unless you've got 3.1 money, you know, that is the next best thing, I would say. So yeah, these are good. So the straps don't do anything. So they don't light up or anything. I don't imagine that they're glow in the dark, but they do look very nice. Now the issue we've got with these ones is normally on the AliExpress ones and the earlier shoes, they're normally much thicker on the material here, or they're stitched, which means basically you can take them apart, cut out this section here, put the panel in, put the wiring down here, feed it around the back, all that kind of gist. With these, they're so thin and delicate, plus they're pressed from both sides. They're not going to come. They're not going to come apart. They're not going to be able to peel apart to be able to put a panel in there. So we can't fit those panels into these straps, unfortunately. So again, I'll tell Stuart the options. The options are to leave these as they are, or to get complete straps from someone like Air Mag King if he has any in stock. I don't know what the price is. These would be about £35 roughly for a pair, which is pretty reasonable, I would say. So yeah, I've messaged Air Mag King, see what you can get, and then go from there on those, or leave them as they are. But the lighting down here will look top notch, so we just decide really just do what we can. Quick look at this shoe here. Again, you've got loads of glue marks on there. You've got major glue mark there, major glue mark there. Otherwise looking pretty good. Residue on here. This is the on-off switch if it worked, and on the back there is the sensor for the remote control. But overall, it's a nice looking shoe. I mean, it basically is a better shoe than the AliExpress shoe to start with. So once you've got better lighting in that, it's going to look absolutely epic. It's a shame about these, obviously, but they look good as they are. And if Air Mag King has some straps we can buy and say we want to go for it because of the cost, yeah, then let's lob those on, and very nice. That will look absolutely beautiful. Cool. So anyway, there's the panels we're going to use. EL panels for here, electroluminescent. EL panels for these ones, of course, as well, so it's all compatible, because you can't mix LEDs with EL panels unless you have two power supplies. Power supplies, you've got wiring looms here, you've got 3-in-1 or 2-in-1, depending if we're using 3 items or 2 items, and these which we can't use, unfortunately. So I've got the tools out ready. Gonna take them apart later today, heat them up, take them apart, and then I've ordered the glue and then go from there. Cool, that's the quick summary. Nice one, thanks for watching all, and please click the like button. All the best.